EE Times TV is brought to you by Infineon, smart chips for automotive, communications, and memory markets.
Coming to you from the Consumer Electronics Show, and we've brought in a gentleman with arguably the coolest product I've seen at Consumer Electronics Show here this week. I think it even beats mobile television, as far as I can see. And you'll perhaps agree with me in a second. This is Sean Lanahan. He's Business Development Manager for SpeechGear Incorporated from Northfield, Minnesota. And Sean, tell us a little bit about this speech-to-text. That's cool enough. But speech-to-text and then translated.
Okay. By the way, thanks for the flattering comments there. That's really nice. What we have here is a two-way translation system. Whenever I walk up to somebody and they say, what is this box here? Well, it's a computer, but it's built, optimized for translation. And what we're able to do is take free-form speech, anything that you say, and have it translated in real time into a foreign language. And on top of that, the foreign speaker can speak their language into the system and have it translate back to English. So we're now enabling two-way conversation between English and foreign speakers.
Very
Star Trek Universal Translator is what some people have referred to it as.
Right, right. All right. Well, why don't you give us a little demonstration, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the system architecture.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a handheld mic, and I'm going to speak into it, and what will happen is what I say will appear on the screen. So I have the ability to validate it first, make sure everything was in there that I said, and then I'll give it a voice command to translate that. So I've got some command and control capabilities.
Right.
And then that translation will come across. And in this case, we're going to translate from English to Spanish. I have several languages, but most of the audience, if they're bilingual in the U.S. or wherever, probably Spanish is a good safe bet.
All right.
So let's give it a shot here. We are at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, demonstrating language translation software. Translate. So now,
estamos en la exposición de consumo de la electrónica en Las Vegas, Nevada, que demuestra el idioma software de traducción.
It's also audibly saying the translation. And in this case, I've chosen a female voice because maybe I'm conversing with a female.
Right, right.
I want to customize it, make it more natural.
That's phenomenal. And how many languages can this device handle?
This system, as you see it, we've got, I think, 8 or 10 languages loaded on it. Again, it's always English to another language. So in this case, I've got French, Spanish, German, Italian, Korean, and then we get into some of the Middle Eastern languages. We do Iraqi Arabic as well. We do Modern Standard Arabic, which is mainstream, or Egyptian Arabic, as well as Iraqi Arabic. And as you can imagine, the United States military forces are quite interested in it.
They're all over this thing, I bet.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the system architecture. This is a single CPU system, and the algorithms that you run must be phenomenal.
Enormous. The number crunching, gaming, we always talk about how gaming really pushes processors and memory and everything really to the edge. This is a 1.4 gigahertz Pentium M processor with 1 gig of RAM.
That's mind-boggling. So now the form factor of the device is large because you just want to have a large screen?
Yes, that's an excellent question. Everybody wants these things to be as small as possible.
Right.
This particular unit that you see it's a ruggedized system.
Sure.
The military told us they wanted a ruggedized machine. And this is a case that has a screen large enough so that you can read text as well as run other applications. This is running Windows XP. So, if you've got a computer and a military person's carrying, this is approximately 3.5 pounds with the batteries, they want to be able to get more use out of it than just as a translation system. So the idea is you've got a machine that is rugged in design, that can take the abuse of field use, but still provides all the functionality of a full PC. We could make it smaller. Believe it or not, I can make this box about half the size. The problem is the text ends up getting so small if you're trying to do anything outside of just the translation. But that's certainly a possibility.
And this is in the field right now in Iraq?
Yes, it is. We have these systems actually deployed worldwide. The U.S. Armed Forces are using these in Iraq. It's very important to be able to communicate with the native populace, as you can understand, in the global war on terror, as well as trying to figure out what's going on with the insurgency over there. The military is actually walking up to shopkeepers in Iraq or people's houses, and they're knocking on the door. And we've got a cute little video on here that runs for about 30 seconds. It's in Iraqi that says we're going to use this computer to talk to each other, and we're here to help. And then you start talking, and then the Iraqi person can speak into the system and have what they say translated back into English. And that's it's an incredible help. So that's just in Iraq. We also have systems in the Pacific Rim doing the Asian languages.
Right.
So it's wide open.
That's phenomenal. And are you selling this commercially yet?
Yes, actually, we're just now our being at the show is our entree into the consumer market.
Right.
And this particular box, we can certainly provide it to a commercial customer. We're just now establishing the OEM relationships and what have you to mass produce these.
Right.
And we'll probably put it in a slightly different package so that it looks more like a consumer product as opposed to a militarized, ruggedized, or law enforcement guys love this, but is this something that a person is going to take with them on a train trip through Europe? So there's some design considerations there.
What do you think the consumer price point will be?
Well, the software for the European languages, which is probably most consumers would go for, is less than $1,000. I think the price point's right at $995.
Okay.
You can run the software on your own system.
On your own PC?
On your own PC, or if you're taking a laptop with you while you're traveling abroad, you can run it on that, use it in meetings and such. And that will give you English to another language. If you want multiple languages, then you purchase the license for the additional language pairs, as we call it, the English to another language. When you get into the Asian languages, the Middle Eastern languages, the prices go up incrementally a few $1,000s because of the complexity of the alphabets.
Very cool.
Complexity of the translations.
Well, can I do one to sign us off here?
Sure, absolutely.
Sean, thanks for joining us here on EE Times TV.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Brian Fuller. Thanks for tuning in to EE Times TV here at Consumer
Gracias unidas para unirnos aquí en Televisión de Tiempos de